We don't do them perfect, but we're figuring it out. Welcome to the G&E Show. Woohoo! We got a little surprise for you today because it is no longer the G&E Show today and today only. It is going to be the E Show. So let's just go ahead and make that official right now because I like an E. But G, I'm glad you came here representing. We were going to do a little pre-recorded show today about college. Is it the right thing to do? Is it not? Because the @Grant Cardone is out of town on business today. And I said, hey, when the cat is out, the kitten will play. No, that's not how it goes. When the cat is out, the mouse will play. So I put on my little black leather dress and here I am. What you think of that, G-Man? Yo, yo. All right, so here's the thing. November 3rd, I'd love you to join us at Hard Rock Cancun, November 13th through the 16th. It's the 10X seminar. It's going to be amazing. We're bringing the whole family. Great time to spend some quality time with yours truly. And, of course, you, Sir Cardone. And we do this show. I convinced my husband, Grant Cardone, to do this show because I was sick of hearing in the media about all these failed relationships and how hard they are. And every movie you see makes it sound like marriage is so unglamorous and yada, yada, yada. And, so I said, you know what, Grant? We need to do a show that's just the opposite of that. We need to show that, yes, marriages do take work and creativity, but that they are awesome and they do pay off. So, stick and stay is bound to pay is what we always say. I love myself. Is it just so obvious? Oh, Lord, I'm loving doing this show by myself. But today, while Mr. Grant Cardone is away, I picked up one of my favorite books to refer to women. It's called Picking Right. Okay, and it was written by a lady named Daphna Levy, and she's going to be calling in so we can have all of our kind of questions answered and by the expert here because she has some really interesting things to say. First off, I want to just tell you what I did, and maybe Daphna can either say, yeah, maybe that was a good idea, maybe it wasn't, but I'll tell you what I did. Okay, first of all, my girlfriend and I, we sat around, we had a girls' night, and we had candles lit, and we said we're going to write down every little quality that we want in a man. And so we did. And I wrote down on this little teeny tiny piece of paper, and I'll tell you why it was so tiny. Because at the end of writing it all down, we had to roll it up into this little teeny tiny piece of paper while the candles were going because it was a very spiritual evening. And we had to wrap it up into like this little tin cylinder and wrap it around our necks where we wore these necklaces until my neck turned green and it finally fell off. But anyway. So maybe Daphna has other advice, but I wrote down everything on this piece of paper. Of course, I put the important things first, like 6'2", green eyes, hair on the top of his head, but not on his back or butt. I was very specific here, okay? And then I got into, the other qualities as well, such as he has to be ethically ambitious. He needs to, love and respect his mother and his sisters. Anyway, I was very specific. And I did that. And, almost right away, Grant popped into my life. But the only problem is my first thing that I wrote down was 6'2". And the second thing was green eyes. And he did not fit that description. So I wrote him off. And then a year later of constant persistence, I went, oh, that necklace that I wrote? Actually, I wrote over 100 qualities on this little teeny tiny piece of paper, and I saved that necklace. And he was every single one of my qualities except for the first two, 6'2" and green eyes. And that was the of course, the most insignificant doesn't matter. Anyway, I would like to see if Miss Daphna is on the phone with us. Is Daphna here?
Yes, I am.
Daphna, what did you think about my surefire way of finding the perfect man with my seance kind of evening where I wrote everything down and kept it in a locket next to my neck until my neck turned green? Was that good or was that not good?
I think it was brilliant. I just would like to give you a tip. It would have worked with or without the candles.
Oh, of course, of course.
The candles were not the key, but the fact of writing down what it is you want, because, so many people get into relationships without really knowing what they want. It's like getting into a car without deciding where you want to go. You're never going into a run. So you have to know your destination.
Yes. I'll tell you what it did for me. It was quite eye-opening. I wrote everything down and I looked at the list, and the kind of guy that I wrote down on the list was so perfect and so wow. And of course I thought I deserved that. But on the other hand, I thought to myself, if that guy was writing down a list of his perfect woman, who do I have to be? Because I didn't feel at that time, this was 10 plus years ago. So, of course I've evolved since then, but back then I felt like there were some areas in my life that I kind of needed to work out a little bit to be as good of a woman for when the perfect man would want me. So I'm going to take a break and we're going to come back to Daphna. I'm so excited. Stay tuned. You're watching G&E. Tune in live to the G&E show every Wednesday at 1 p.m.